Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Tsuki. Now that I feel a bit more confident into music, mainly because of the motivic development, I decided to start make a music tutorial. Alright, so I do not have a music graduation. I am a developer, I'm a programmer. Alright, I'm not a musician, for example. I just make music like for fun. So even though I think I might not be totally wrong in certain things, my description might be a little bit limited and not like in the full potential. So actually, I always support. I totally recommend to you get other services of thing. All right. So let's go. I will try to have a little bit of music theory, but I don't know how deep I will discuss. All right. But I will try to transmit every single thing I know so far. All right. So let's go. Music is basically something that sounds good for us. So what is a sound? Probably you know physically, like the saying that is a vibration that usually travels across the air and reaches our eardrums. How this is set? Well, if I make a certain sound, it has an amplitude and a speed, right, of this vibration. Basically, this is used to set the pitch of that sound. This pitch is what we called a note. I am using Slarmoo's box, that is a modded version of Beepbox that I fell in love. So this has some limitations, alright, but I think it is quite good. That is the reason I'm using it. So in order to get everything easier to just go around, I will go here down here in the preferences and I will basically enable every single thing. This is the interface that I usually goes with. How they just get like a sound and say that sound is C. So this was kinda arbitrary. Alright, first of all, we divide our sounds, our notes into levels. Alright, we go from C, D with a small b, D, E with a small b, E, F, F with a sharp, G, A with that small b, A, B with that small b, B. Alright, and it repeats. As I said, this was kinda arbitrary. Usually these notes have certain range, but they also have a vibration, amplitude and speed, alright? Mainly the speed. So this group of that is in a piano, white keys and black keys is called an octave. The C became the standard initial pitch for everything musical related. And if you go from C, in this case 4, to C5, basically they repeat, so it does not goes like A B C D E F G H I J K L M N and so on, because we can hear some similarities. Remember, music is basically how about us humans feel toward it. So we perceive, and actually it is physically similar, that this is similar to this in a certain things. So that's why it repeats. So as I said, this group of notes are called octaves. But in different parts of the world, you might stumble into different settings, because for example, in some eastern part of actually might stumble with more notes, all right? And about the music notation and the note notation as well. For example, you might stumble with do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or here in Brazil we say similar to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. All right. So this is for convenience. I will keep with C up to B. All right, and it will be easier to explain as well. Okay, and we humans really like patterns. We really like to recognize things. And if you play these sounds randomly, actually it might be very bad and annoying for us. So one thing that helped us in order to get this good feeling of the music was dividing it in equal space. All right, so if you take a musical length and try to divide equally, you will get something that we call beat. So what is a beat? It's a little bit of arbitrary, but it is basically a space, is something that has space and time. And that is something that has length, basically space and time. So if you, as I said, the exercise is to pick a time measurement and try to divide it equally. And how many divisions you might get, we call it BPM or tempo, how many beats we have in a certain musical. So for example, if each clap is a beat, for example, if you clap once every 2 seconds, at the end of 1 minute, that is 60 seconds, you will get 30 claps, 30 beats. If you clap once every single second, you will get 60 claps or 60 beats. If you clap twice every second, you will get 120 claps or 120 beats. So this is the point. The faster or the higher the tempo, faster the beats pass. And this is important mainly for 3 things. The first, it mixed with other things can be used to set a general mood of the music. With this, it also fits in a certain genre. So if you are trying to make a music for a certain genre, BPMs usually have some defaults, even though you might get out of these patterns, but it's a good start point. And lastly, it is important to set certain note length, because if a music is really fast, for example, if you have a lot of things going on in a short period of time, actually the listener won't listen every single thing that is happening in that space, and actually might get muddy. So this is the point of dividing into bits. Okay, and now we can move around. So if you have a note, for example this C5, if I move one note up, like in that D, I will move one note that is half step or one semitone. And if I step down, the same thing, alright? If you move 2 at the same time, you are moving a tone, or a whole tone. Music kinda have had, at least, to sound good for us humans, right? So we had to start dividing what sounds good with what, alright? This half step or half tone, semitone, or whole note or tone helped us to figure it out, alright? This step in the note help us to develop something called scales. So here in this Slarmoo's box, I will just show you something. So here in the song settings, we have the scale. As you can see, I am on 3, that show every single note of the piano roll. This is the grid of Slarmoo's box. I think I didn't explain actually the Beepbox. So this software has some limitations, but actually it's pretty good. And this, I'm not following any scale. But if we select it here, we have a lot of scales in here. We have the major, minor, mixolydian, Lydian, Dorian, and so on. These scales is basically built in what sounds good with what idea. And this scale basically says what notes we are able to play or not. So for example, if I picked the major, and as you can see, I basically have only the white case being available to be played. In quotes, I can totally place a note out of this space, for example, but this is sort of the guideline I could follow in order to have this being heard, not that annoying, alright? And I have the minor as well. So as you can see, I have 3 black notes being available. Here we have the key. So why is this useful? Some music have this very clearly set what key and what scale it's being used, so you can kind of predict what the general tone, the general vibe that music will have. We have the octave. This actually move the whole music 1 octave higher or upper or lower. We have the tempo, as I said, a BPM. So here by default is 150. It's actually pretty fast, but I want to talk for now divisions. We have the rhythm, that is actually the smallest note we can place, and the song equalizer. Alright, and before I end this video and go to the next step, I wanted to show the tempo, some tempo terminologies. Alright, not exactly terminology, but the vocabulary of tempo. So we have the larghissimo, that is 24 BPMs or lower. We have adagissimo, that is between 24 and 40. We have the largo, that is 40, between 40 and 66. Larghetto, that is between 44 and 66. We have the adagio, that is the same tempo over the larghetto. We have the adagietto, that is between 46 and 80. We have the lento, that is between 52 and 10-8. We have andante, that is 56 and 10-8. We have andantino, that is between 80 and 10-8. We have marcia moderato, that is between 66 and 80. We have andante moderato, 80, 10-8. We have the moderato, 10-8, 120. We have the allegretto, 112, 120. We have allegro moderato, that is 116, 120. Allegro, 120, 156. So by default, Slarmoo's box have BPM the tempo of allegro. We have molto allegro, that is between 124, 156. Vivace, 156, 176. We have vivacissimo, 172, 176. We have the presto, that is between 168, 200. And we have the prestissimo, that is over this number. Alright? So you might stumble in some music that use this kind of label. Alright? So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.